All right, Coach Amelia back for the final video of Walk the Plank. This is the mobility and cool down portion. So join me so we balance out the muscles we just worked so hard. And for me, I notice my hamstrings, my shoulders, some of my obliques. We'll try to hit all of those and get you feeling good as you move in to the rest of your weekend. So I'll start the clock, so keep an eye on the time. We're going to begin with child's pose, toes together, knees apart. And we're going to hinge forward at the hips and walk our hands out long. Okay, so we're going to keep length through the spine. Thinking about sitting back as we walk the hands forward and taking some breaths here. If that's really too much for your shoulders, take a little tension off and really sink back into your hips. And then when you're ready, walk those hands back forward. Now we're going to take a moment and walk our hands over to the right and really stretch out the left side of the body here. Setting the hips back, feeling a stretch through the ribs and through the oblique muscles in the abdomen. Still trying to reach the hips back, so you kind of press into the floor. Good. And then walk back to center and walk over to the opposite side. Opening up all along traps, our pressing muscles, those shoulder stabilizers. Good. And let's walk back to center. And keep the left hand planted in line with the head. We're going to reach the right arm up, and you come a little bit up, hips off of your heels, and swoop that right arm through, thread the needle, and let the head and the right shoulder rest on the floor. You can keep the hips up. You can sink back a little bit. Find that spot where you feel some engagement, but not stress or strain. Left hand can come closer to the head and press you into more of a rotation. Or you can reach that left arm up and then tuck it back behind. Kind of release that left arm from wherever it was. Plant it on the ground to help lift you up and through. Reach that right arm to the ceiling. And then swap, placing the right arm in line with the head. Lifting left arm up and threading the needle again. Hips can be high or you can sink back. I'm going to keep mine high for this stretch. And then walk my right hand back toward the head. And rotate looking through. And you can stay here if you like. Or bring that right arm around the back. Good. Right arm comes through, presses up. Good. Sinking back here. And then let's bring our knees together and come to a seated position. We're going to work on the hamstrings. We're doing with our feet today. So we're going to sit up tall, hinging at the hips, and just pull forward, still keeping the back long and strong here. So I'm not rounding to reach. I'm hinged, and I'm using my hands to walk me forward. And that's about to here for me. I can add a little knee bend. Maybe get a little farther, still thinking about chest tall and proud, spine long. Can you feel that in the hamstrings? And then once you've gotten as much out as you can with that length in the spine, then let yourself fold forward. Breathing in, exhaling, sinking a little deeper. You can see I have a lot of work to do to get my chest toward my legs. And it's about making progress, being honest and patient with yourself. Good. And then walk yourself back up tall. And also that one leg at a time. So extending one leg long, tucking the other leg in, reaching tall. Again, hinging at the hips first. You can probably get a little farther here than with both legs out front. And then when you've gotten all of that out with the hinge at the hips and along the back, then let yourself forward fold. So I feel this both in my hamstring and in some of those stabilizing muscles of the back that we use for all those plank positions. Then I'll walk myself back up, and then I'll swap. Leading leg forward, turning the torso toward that long leg, reaching tall, hinging, and reaching forward there. Once I've gotten all of that out with the straight back, then I let myself round and reach chest to legs. And then walking back up tall. Now let's get some scorpions. So we'll get into a T position on the floor, on our bellies, and we're going to rotate, taking the heel toward the hand, getting into the quad a little bit. So you can use your hand to kind of help press you through. And then let's pause with this right leg behind us. You can take our hand to the hip. We can reach up tall, feeling it in the shoulder, in the abs a little bit, in the quad, finding where your body needs some feedback. Good, and then we'll bring ourselves back around and head the opposite way. So pressing that leg back, arm is on the floor, hand can stabilize in front of me or it can reach up. So I'm feeling it in the quad, some in my abs. All right, then rotate ourselves back around. And let's press back. And we'll press it back into a down dog here for a moment. And see, maybe our calves have opened up some after that warm up in our work. And then let's walk our feet back toward our hands and let ourselves hang kind of in that ragdoll position for a moment. And then bringing the hands to the hips, lengthen through the spine, and work on standing tall. And then let's get a few breaths, and we'll end where we began. So breathing, reaching the arms up, reaching tall, alternating shoulders, reaching high. And breathe out, reach down. One more time. Good. Forgive the camera angle, but you get the gist here. And breathe out. Good. And once more, reaching up and reaching down. All right, so we made it through walk the plank, warm up, workout, and cool down mobility. We'll see you again next time.